For being completely transparent with you, this is the one thing that is the main difference between someone who is truly high value and someone who is quote unquote low value or beta male, right? And this one idea is standards. And so let me explain. So think about someone who's like a true alpha male, or let's call it like true high value masculine person, right? Think about a rock star, think about an entrepreneur, CEO, whatever. That person has certain standards. So, for example, if let's suppose we have the weekend, let's take him as an example. When he goes to a concert, he has a certain level, he has a certain standard. So, for example, I guess and I bet that he will have a driver towards that place. I bet that he has his special clothes on him. I bet that he needs some special stuff with himself. And I'm not trying to emphasize on the materialistic things, but on the standards, right? So every single one who is high value and is a high achiever, they have extraordinary standards. And the same thing with athletes. It's like, yeah, man, like I just run a marathon, like yeah, what a, and the guy's like, what was your face? Man, like I ran it, under 4.5 hours. It's like, bro, it fucking sucks. Like I have to run a marathon under 3. Like, and for them, the things that most people consider to be extraordinary are perhaps below standards. And so from this mindset, or from setting higher standards that that 99.999% of people on that stage or on that field, you will pretty much always require excellence from yourself and nothing else but excellence, and you will not be accepting anything else but excellence. And I just got to realize one thing regarding to this. So lately I was producing a music, and I realized that the whole sounding and the whole recording, just was fucking good. And I realized that I was re-recording the vocals 40 times, 40 times, until I was like, I wouldn't be able to do it better. Like, I cannot do anything that would make it better. And so I just pretty much reset the bar. I was like, man, like this is my fucking standard from now on. So anything that is worse than this, I will not publish anywhere, anytime soon. That's it. And so I knew that I was, leveling up. Or the other thing with running. So it's like, bro, if I'm running at least 10K. If I'm like truly running and not just like, doing like some daily recovery shit. 10K. Below that, it's not even considered running. For most people, like 10K, what are this? For me, it's like, it's nothing, right? So that's it. Like you're setting up the standards. And so when you're having standards, this is also true with when you are actually talking about mating, right? So finding girls. I also got to realize after my monk mood and after realizing how fucking valuable my time really is and how fast life just goes away and how important my decisions truly are, I don't go dates with girls whom I'm not considering at least a 7, or 8. I don't go date with girls whom I'm not considering as hot. Like, man. And before that, I was like, man, like any girl that I can find, like who would be, telling me a yes, then I would just go out with. No. My time is way much, like I know, like I have self-discipline. I was in freaking monk mode, solitude, complete everything for, close to 2 years. And I know that I can do that. And I know that, I can bear in the loneliness and in the fucking suffering. Because I know how to channel that energy. I learned it for myself. And so I know that, worst case scenario, I go out there running, so therefore I'm building my physique, I'm building my mindset, or I'm staying here working on my business, or a song or mine. So it's like, I know what to do with my time. So unless that person is not considered by me that, hey, like, I like this girl, and, she has some personality, I don't waste time. I don't waste time with that, right? And so now that I have this standard, I'm just looking at like also, girls and dating and all this stuff like completely differently, right? Because I know my value and my value is also coming from me having the standards and always, keeping and committing with those standards. It's like, if I go out to run, I'm running 10K. I don't give a fuck. If my legs hurt, then my legs hurt. If the rain start pouring, the rain start pouring. I'm running 10K. The same thing, with girls, the same thing with music, the same thing with business, the same thing with everything. And so when we have standards, then we are at a different place. Again, like, I will not be doing any type of a job, will not be making me at least, 5, 10K per month. I'm not willing to do that. I will not settle for like a, every shitty job. I'm not settling for that. I'm not pushing myself out there in the fucking dark, for 1.5 hours daily, to lay into mediocrity. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm not taking drugs because I need my mind. So this is something that I would need you to understand, guys, because most of your quote-unquote problems and unfulfillment in life is pretty much comes from lack of standards, and that thing comes from lack of beliefs, and that thing comes from actually not respecting yourself to actually do the shit that you don't want to do but that you're supposed to be doing. And so the bottom line is that, like, there are no shortcuts, bro. It's like, speak something and become someone, and do anything that requires sacrifice, work, and essentially any type of a challenge, it brings you any type of a challenge or puts you in a place where you have to go into solitude, because that's where you will be finding yourself. That's it. Love.